Wineland Park is a neighborhood on the rise, but that's a good and bad thing. Let's start with Michelle Person. She's 30 years old and has lived in Community Properties of Ohio housing for 6 years.
When I moved in here, I did my first cartwheel. I haven't done in years.
Person pays $71 a month in rent in a subsidized apartment. She likes the area, but is debating whether she wants to move out.
I do need another space, a bigger place.
What's keeping you from moving up?
Money. I don't have the income that I should. I don't work. My job is taking care of my son.
Moving would take her away from the many social services readily available in her neighborhood.
I would not have no help from the Gamma because they have all types of different kind of help. Job information, GED information. They do fruits and vegetables around here too.
Resources that were not always around when Person was growing up.
I used to live down the street when I got kicked out of my house on my 18th birthday. This neighborhood was bad. They changed this neighborhood a lot.
Wineland Park, like many low-income areas, has seen big changes. The neighborhood dates back to the 1890s when it began as a streetcar suburb. Manufacturing plants employed a lot of people from the 1940s to the 70s. Residents had good jobs with decent incomes. The neighborhood was stable. But then came globalization. The factories closed, the jobs left. In the 80s, as people moved out, gangs moved in, and crime increased. Kia Linville recalls her childhood in the 90s.
It was terrible. I literally seen someone get killed right there on the corner, and it made me not want to live out here no more.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be
Michael Wilkos knows Wineland Park and its challenges well. In his role with the Columbus Foundation, he led its work to revitalize the neighborhood. He lives in the neighborhood, too.
For more than 20 years, this neighborhood has been focused on both the physical redevelopment of the neighborhood and building the capacity of folks who live here.
The city of Columbus and nearby Ohio State University formed campus partners and led the work to improve the neighborhood. Wilkos took me around to show me the results of the campus partners' intervention.
If you go back to as recently as 2010, there were 14 either abandoned or highly distressed homes on this short block between 6th Street and 7th. Now we're down to just one vacant house.
According to the 2010 census, 20% of Wineland Park's homes were abandoned. That's down to 4% today. Linville, who lives with her young son, daughter, and mother, likes the changes.
Now it's like it's super quiet, it's peaceful, it's not really much going on here.
Linville doesn't make much money. She's picked up some hours at a nearby Goodwill, and she qualifies for a subsidized rent-free apartment, but she wants to move to a better place. Why can't you move up?
Because I really don't have a job right now, like a stable job. So it's best that I stay here until I get a better job.
A key component of the Wineland Park project is housing diversity. A prime example is a project going up on Grant Avenue. At least 500 new housing units are being built on the spot where the Columbus Coated Fabrics factory once stood. It will feature a mix of low-income subsidized rental homes and owner-occupied market-rate homes.
Wineland Park is one of those unique neighborhoods that has a historic pattern of being racially integrated. It also is income integrated because it has this variety of different housing stock.
Wilkos says the variety of housing stock encourages understanding and hopefully creates stability. Public agencies have provided grant money for residents to fix up their homes. I met a resident who received a grant from the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission. Diane Dixon has lived in the same house all her life.
My dad came here after World War II, and then he married my mother after he met her at Tempe and Rosenberry, and they've been here ever since.
Dixon's daughter, brother, godparent, and grandchild all live on the same street. So why did you decide to fix up your house versus moving away from the neighborhood?
This is my home. This is where I grew up. There's history here. My mother died in my house of dementia. My dad worked hard to get each of us a home. I don't think I should have to move. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay where there's stability, where I have friends. I want my grandson to have the same values and love that I had for this neighborhood.
But a downside to the revitalization looms: gentrification. As neighbors fix up their homes and the neighborhood becomes more attractive, more affluent people move in.
Property tax went up, and that I'm on disability now, the threat of me not being able to pay my property tax scares me a lot.
The changes cause her to feel unwelcome in the only home she's known.
I get so many offers in the mail and phone calls constantly. Do you want to sell your house? Do you want to sell your house? I'm not interested in selling. I don't believe I should be taxed out of my home that I grew up in.
Wilkos says a big challenge in stabilizing neighborhoods and achieving the dream of financial stability is helping people in the middle.
So let's say you live in subsidized housing and you're looking to make the jump to a market rate home. Is there anything available for people in between that gap? How do you make the jump?
So I think you are asking a question that is probably one of the most critical questions we as a nation have to solve. And that is, it has been our federal and state and even local government providing a subsidy to some of the most vulnerable families. And in this neighborhood, we've brought many of those programs to bear, from Habitat to Humanity to what many people refer to as Section 8 housing.
Wilkos says possible solutions include land trusts and tax abatements.
We have to look at tools that we have yet to apply in the neighborhood to keep this long-term and mixed-income community.
Then there's the challenge of long-term stability. What happens when you make enough money to move out of subsidized housing? Do you take that chance?
Let's say your job is more stable, or let's say you're working 2 jobs and you have more income. And so you have the ability to leave that housing product with a subsidy and move into the open market. What happens if you lose that second job and you want to go back into some of those programs that you had been living in previously? There's a several-year wait list.
Conquering the cost of housing is probably the biggest hurdle to achieving the dream of financial security. Experts will watch Wineland Park and its residents to see if it can be a model for others.